Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your beards. Yes, please lend me your beards. I'm cold at the moment. I recently shaved mine for a Wolverine Halloween special. And now I'm feeling the cold, so yeah, boo-hoo. But in any case, this video is fire. Fire because we're going to be discussing Stark Spidey. Recently got him in 48 hours, so let's talk... Oh, shit. Bear with me. And now that we're all cleaned up from the fire, it was post-edited, so it's not real for those that maybe had a little bit of concern. And for those that hate me, I bet you enjoyed it, didn't you? You saucy minx. But I'm not going to waste my time tantalizing the haters because we've got joyful things to talk about in the shape and form of Stark Spidey. Look at him. He's there. He's a 5-star Stark Spidey in my roster. See, I didn't even think this would happen. It's shocking to me. At the moment, Starky is rank 3, which is annoying me a little bit and is actually stepping me away from that getting close part of going for Labyrinth of Legends. Now, being rank 3 is annoying. I want to get into rank 4, but I'm 13,000 fragments away from another tier 2 alpha. These are the problems in game. I am doing my very best and utmost to kind of purchase in glory, and at the same time I'm awaiting, fingers crossed, something good that will come about from Cyber Monday. That's around about the 23rd of November or wherever it functions, which I think may be something like the 21st of November, but don't quote me on that. For those that don't know why Stark Spidey is considered to be such an amazing champion, there are a lot of variables in place that mean that he is great for damage output and also an integral part to a synergy centered around Blade. I'm very fortunate to have a 4-star Stark Spidey, and I do use him, but not as much as maybe I should be. And I think that's because there's a lot of 5-stars that I have that I utilize a lot more. And he is kind of like an overspill champion. When I've got Alliance Wars operating, I've also got Alliance Quest operating, and maybe he doesn't factor into having certain kind of immunities, which is why, let's say, I would use a champion like Captain Marvel, based on the fact that she's poison immune, Medusa as well, poison immune. And yeah, okay, it's good to have Stark Spidey in there for damage output, but maybe the lane that I can have or not have may or may not have a bleed immune champion that I'd require, or it would be a poison immune. Stark Spidey has one of the highest, if not the highest, critical damage rating and critical rating in-game currently. And whether or not that will change and another champion will be brought in that will be better, who knows? But the fact is, he hits like a bloody train. On the face of it, the lay people within the community that don't know about Stark Spidey or Starky's brilliant abilities and brilliant damage output may be thinking, well, I don't really know what's going on. For the people that do, they will know. Now it's all down to signature ability with the critical rating. As we've seen, the critical rating is incredibly high. But at the same time, if you mix it together with a signature ability, it does increase. That's why at the end of the video a couple of days ago, I wanted to show you how that scaled through signature abilities and signature stones being put on. So we put on 66 and we saw that the critical rating went from 112 to 168. Now you might be thinking, hey, Rich is a little bit higher than it was before. That's because I put him up to rank 3, and the plan is obviously as soon as I get him up to rank 4, I'm then going to use him for Labyrinth of Legends. Got to be brutally honest, when I got this champion, I think it was a 2-star when it was released around the Homecoming film. I had no friggin' idea how to use this champion and play him, and it's only been in the last, I'd say, month or two that I've then bothered to kind of utilize him a lot more, and that's down to my ignorance and my mistake. But learning and moving forward is incredibly important. The way that you evade is really important. The way that you try not to get hit is, really important. The way that dexterity works is really important, and how you build up the poise charges. One of the biggest problems we experience in the community is getting too much into the hype, but not really knowing the reasons as to why certain champions are the best or best of the game, or make the game easier to grind out. The current video running at the moment will show my experience, first of all, Winter Soldier with the 5-star. Winter Soldier in Labyrinth of Legends is a good testing platform, and even though I know a lot of people will be bored to death to see footage of someone going against Winter Soldier, it's still and always will be a good training platform. So if you need to learn a champion a little bit more, understand the damage output and also the extent of hits and the time to do it, this is always and will continue to be a good platform for this. One thing I didn't choose to use, and it was something that I think I'm going to have to learn to use a little bit more, and especially when it comes to more difficult content, and that is heavy attacks. As you can do the web shot, which drains 45% of the opponent's power meter, but it does have a cooldown of 30 seconds, but can save your butt from time to time. This means this can be really handy for things like all or nothing, and it doesn't mean that the champion is just kind of like pelting a load of crits at the enemy and just going to go, oh right, well they're not going to taunt out, because you can do the other aspect, which is when they are taunted they have reduced attack by 40%, but also they're 70% higher chance to activate a special attack, which is great. But as I said, all or nothing, when that's on, that's going to be frustrating. They're going to build up to the L3. However, with that heavy attack, it does mean it will save your butt and still keep you in the game. You just have to play as the champion needs to be. That is this more kind of very passive and kind of taking its time, having the distance, hitting in with stronger attacks, building up those poise attacks. Because as we know, building up those poise charges increases that critical rating. I'm literally chomping at the bit right now to get another tier 2 alpha just so I can get him up to rank 4. And people may say, well, you know, go for it with a rank 3, and I say to that, no, because it doesn't hit as hard, and I want it to hit really hard. And I have had a go with Red Hulk, and it feels good, right? It feels amazing to use that champion, but it just didn't work out as effectively as I'd like to have seen it. Unfortunately, the type of champions that I'll be facing off against in Labyrinth of Legends do require a real strong hitting champion, and I have not seen or heard of many people that would want to have gone in with a rank 3. Preferring to go in with a rank 4 is something that, you know, people have said to me, and also I've kind of said of myself. I demand of myself a decent champion to go in, and I've got a decent champion. Tick. Do I have him up to the rank that I'd like to? No. And as soon as that box is ticked, then I'm gonna get right in there. The name of the game with Stark Spidey is keeping above 50%, and one thing that I made as a mistake very first on when using the champion is going, oh, I can parry, it's fine. Oh, this is that type of champion where I can parry, I can hit, blah 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 blah. No, that is not right at all. If you've seen any of the New York Comic Con competition footage, you'll know that the guys have played Stark Spidey in such a way that it's a case of like building up the poise charges, evading back, dexterity, blah 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 blah, but then hitting back through with a huge amount of poise charges when the enemies are taunted, and just smacking in and hitting like a bullet train. And even though great responsibility is a fantastic element to this champion, keeping him alive in the game and also being good around things like block proficiency and evade, it isn't the core reasons that the champion is considered to be one of the great damage outputters, because you lose that if you go below 50%. So the name of the game is keeping above the 50% to damage output a huge amount. There's an added little detail that Caban put in that's, you know, it's nice. Obviously when you're doing the taunt debuff effect, if you want to keep that on a little bit longer, you kind of swipe back and you stay idle for 1 second, and actually Stark Spidey goes like this. It's just a motion, just like a come hither thing, which then keeps the taunt on there, which I think is just a lovely little micro detail. And the same thing they do with Sabretooth, and he does like a thing with that, which just kind of yells. It's a cool concept. I like that Caban putting these kind of added little details to kind of spark things of micro abilities. A lot of players choose to use the SP2 based on the amount of extra damage that you apply with doing a kind of lightning arc, kind of shock type ability, which as you can see there's energy damage that's applicable from this and can help you to take down a lot of enemies, twice as much when it comes to robots. So maybe options against robot opponents when you go up against them in stuff like Alliance Wars, Alliance Quest, or any other content that's in game. Stark Spidey is a fantastic champion, and it inspires players to better themselves with playing ability, because there's more emphasis on evading. Your evades have to be on point, and if they are on point, then the champion is going to reward you back in kind with hitting back like a bullet train. And I'm saying bullet train a lot because I've just seen footage of a bullet train. I don't know why, I find them absolutely fascinating. Trip to Japan is on. As I said, future plans are to rank for this champion. Anything I get tech signature wise, tech signature stone, is going straight on this guy to get him up further. Not that he really needs any kind of further development, but if I can get him close to about 100, I think I'll be satisfied with that, especially with another month to run. Some stuff with Cyber Monday coming up. I think by the end of December, when I get some time off of work, I'm probably just going to sit down and just do a solid week of blasting through it. But yeah, I'm really excited for the future with this. and ends off a 2018 that has been fine. I don't need any more luck with champions now, and if I could bottle my luck and send it to the rest of the community, I would. I just don't need any of these other new champions. So I'm pretty happy and content with my roster, which is an odd thing for someone to say, but I feel quite content at the moment. In any case, thank you very much for watching this video. If you did enjoy the video, hit that like button and subscribe for more Marvel Contest to Champions based content. And as always, I shall catch you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.